Welcome to Rhythm and Roads, everyone. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. This is a new series. We have the Femme Frontera Film Festival 2025 of El Paso, Texas, June 7th and 8th. And we have a very special guest with us. We have director, screenwriter, Mykaela Plotkin. She's actually the director of the film Qué Haremos Mañana. So welcome, Mykaela.
Hi, Joshua. How are you? Thank
Good.
you
How
for
are you?
inviting me.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to have you on Rhythm and Roads for this film festival. Yeah, it's such an honor to meet you as well over Zoom. I wish it could be in person, but it's okay. So, I do want to ask you, and thank you again for your time being up here on the Zoom interview. Is where are you at right now? Are you in Mexico, or because I know you mentioned that?
Yes, I'm in Mexico City.
Oh
I'm
wow.
half Brazilian, half Argentinian, but I
Okay.
live in Mexico City for since 5 years ago.
Wow, is that right? Okay. I've never been to Mexico City, but I heard great things about it. Beautiful scenery and just the food, of course.
Yes, it's the best place to eat,
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
the very warm city. I really love Mexico City.
That's awesome. Wow. Sounds great. Well, I just want to say congratulations on your film being at the Femme Fantetta Film Festival this year. That's exciting news.
I'm very happy to present. It's the world premiere of
Yeah.
our short film, and for us, it's very important and there is a lot of significance to premiere it in Femme Frontera because
Okay.
it's a short made with a film crew of for lots of countries, and
Really?
it's
Oh, wow.
very beautiful to start our career there, you know.
Wow, that's exciting to know about the film like that. Wow, that's cool. Well, actually, let's get to know you. So, we like to get to know your story. And so, if you want to share a bit about it, of where you're from, but also what interests you to want to become a screenwriter and also a director.
From when I was a child, when I was like 4 and 6 years old, I started making poems,
Okay.
and I was like between two countries, between Brazil and Argentina,
Okay.
and the poetry was a way to digest the world and digest the different models of families.
Okay.
And to be to understand or to uh, live this journey of uh, migrants and foreigner in the both place.
Okay.
Yeah. And the when I grow up, I still writing and writing, still being my way of here, and to talk about things that uh, it's important for me or things that I really want to talk about with many people.
Okay.
And my relation with the movies is between narrating, telling stories.
Oh, wow. Narrating and telling stories. Yeah.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes.
And so I do want to ask, is there anyone of your family or friends that are also into filmmaking? Like, or no, it was just you.
I had a stepfather that
Oh,
was a
okay.
filmmaker,
Oh, is he?
and
Okay.
yes, he made like analogic movies. And when I was very young, he was projecting the analogic movies in
Wow.
our house, and I think that it was very important for me. And my mother is a drama. She writes and she directs theater.
Oh, she
So
does.
yes,
Oh,
I grew up in a theater,
yeah.
and I think that it's a lot for me also,
Oh,
and it's very important in this journey, you
yeah.
know.
Oh, for sure.
But
And
that's interesting because I started as making documentaries, and then I thought that I was not able to do fiction films,
oh, wow.
and yes, I studied documentary, and I was uh, first AD, like I was like assistant director
Okay.
many people from Brazil and many directors from Brazil. And I started directing my own fiction films
Wow.
like 5 years ago.
Oh, you did your first fiction films.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And what was the name of your first fiction film?
The ladies. It had been screened in last Via Hit Film Festival last year, and now we still in our career of festivals.
Oh, wow.
And in español and in Portuguese, señoritas.
Senorita.
And yes, yes. And what about tomorrow came for this necessity and to start playing with fiction, you know?
Hmm. Okay. I actually like a lot of fiction and nonfiction films, but that's awesome. Oh, your first film, Senorita, right? Senorita? Senoritas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's awesome. And that's very cool that your mother and your father are into the film industry and theater as well. That helps you to, yeah, get the experience as well and learn from them. So very awesome. And so let's get into your film now, the Qué Haremos Mañana. You'd like to share a bit about your film or what started the process of getting this idea?
It was it has an anecdote because I was preparing my trip to go to Brazil to
Okay.
shoot Señoritas,
Okay.
and I was like in this challenge to start directing fiction
Mm.
films. I had worked with actors in directing advertising, and I studied lots of directing actors, but I have never did a fiction film.
Okay.
And a very close friend of mine, uh, she was like first 18, she was a camera assistant. She
Okay.
made the focus. She told me that she was leaving Mexico. She was coming back to Spain
Okay.
because she wants to be a mother.
Mm.
And I don't want to be a mother. And it was very strange for me to lose my best friend in Mexico because she wants to be a mother and she wants to be a mother in her place,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
her country. And I asked her, let's have a child together.
Okay.
Let's do this movie together, and it will be our child,
Okay.
you know and we started writing about different perspectives of motherhood and in a friendship, how two women that have completely different thinkings this about being a mother can connect their thoughts.
Mm.
And we asked another friend of us that was a set decorator, and
Okay.
we said, Mykaela will be director for the for the first time. Clara will be a DP for her first time,
Nice.
and you will be a production designer for your
Okay.
first time.
Yeah.
And it was like a way to empower friends and to grow up a step, in
Above. Yeah.
the film crew.
Wow.
And it was very beautiful because
Oh,
lots of
yeah.
friends of us
Yeah.
helped helped us a lot with cameras, with equipment, and with their time because they came to the department that was my house in that moment,
Okay.
and that was actors that we met in a movie.
Okay.
That was a movie directed by a woman that connected all of us.
Okay.
We all met each other being in this film crew.
Wow. That's
So
awesome.
it was a very special story, and I think that movies are very collective,
Yes.
and but this is the most collective ever
Wow, I
that I have.
bet.
Yes.
That's interesting. So yeah, a lot of your the help that you got on this film was from everyone from different perspectives, like you said, friendships from other films that you guys came together and did this one. And then they gave you certain roles that you owned up to. They're like, okay, you're going to be responsible for being the director, the production designer, just everything. And then that gave you guys a level up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting, I think.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's a good way to push you guys to challenge yourself to develop new skills, to develop certain things that you're like, wow, I haven't done this, but I'm willing to try it out. Something new. Interesting. Yeah. And then I saw before our interview, you mentioned that your film is now going to be shown at a film festival in Brazil.
Yes, my other film, Ladies, it was my first. That's my first feature film.
Okay.
It will be shown in Brazil now in June, and it will be the Brazilian premiere. I'm very happy with this
Well,
event.
congratulations on that. Yeah.
Yes. Will also be it will also be shown in Philadelphia
Oh, very
in the
cool.
same time. Yes, yes, in Albania, and I don't know. We have a third place in June, but in Argentina. That's interesting. Is that the movie? We are traveling a lot with this all the feature film,
Yeah.
and I hope that Qué Haremos Mañana is just starting its stories, and we can travel lots with this movie too.
So you're going to be traveling on quite often. You're going to be traveling for this current film, the Get Mañana, I'm sorry, Get Haremos Mañana, and
Mhm.
then the other one that you're doing as well. So you're going to be doing two different festivals for two different films.
Yes, it was interesting because ¿Qué haremos mañana? We made a before, but
Okay.
we had not money, you know. We made with our heart,
Mm.
and it was very fastly because we have a few days to shoot, and I was going to Brazil, and Clara was left in Mexico. We need to do. Clara was pregnant, you
Oh,
know, for
wow.
she had the first weeks of pregnancy,
Okay.
and it was very fastly. But then the edition and the post production
Hmm.
was it was a process very large because I really want to do something to respect our jobs. You know, I
Okay.
really want to do a very good color correction, a very good mix, music,
Yes.
and we have the lucky to can connect with a very good musician, a very good
Oh, wow.
color corrector that
Nice.
came to help us, but it was in different times, you know.
Mm.
So now we have also finished it, and we are starting the history of this short film.
Wow. Very interesting. Very cool. And so the process of making this film, the Get Haremos Mañana, how long did it take you to do everything from the start to finish?
A lot. I think we shot it in 2022
Okay.
in the first time of the year,
Okay.
and we had like three editors because we had a week with one editor, and he started editing a feature film, and he
Okay.
can't continue. So it's beautiful because we have a vision of different editors
Hmm.
in this process, but the edition and the post production was very large from 2022 from now, you know.
Wow, that is a lot. Yeah, so it took a while.
Yes.
Yeah, very interesting. Do you have anything in the works right now that you're doing of a new story for the future?
Working in my second feature film,
Okay.
uh, that is no, it's called Casa de Playa, like beach house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is that one about?
That's a co-production between Mexico and Spain.
Oh,
Yes, it's a story of a Mexican volcanologist
okay.
that lives in Spain because she studies volcanoes in you. I don't know if you know that in Canarias Islands there was like volcanoes eruptions like
Really?
3 years ago. Yes.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. No.
Mhm. So she's a very empowered woman,
Yeah.
and that she doesn't want to have child, and she's completely focused in her career. When she met Carlo, that's an ambientalist that also have two child.
Okay.
So she started thinking about making a family with them,
Hmm.
and they go to a vacation in the beach,
Okay.
and everything seems perfect when he receives a call, an emergency call, uh, and there is a fire in Granada, in another part of Spain, and
Okay.
he needs to go there to to stop that fire.
Hmm.
And she offers herself to stay with the two child,
Wow.
and the story is about this journey
Hmm.
of her as a stepmother, uh, and her doubts, the child's rejection,
Okay.
and her um, conflict between her and the mother of this child, you know.
Yes.
And it's a story about sorority and about new models of family, because I want to show that her and the mother of these two childs don't want to fight with each other. They don't have any how can I say? They don't need to be in a conflict.
Okay.
They can be an alliance, you know,
Right.
and a new model of family.
Interesting. Wow. Great story. Do you,
Yes,
when do
I'm
you plan on
happy.
shooting this film?
Next year, in the
Oh, next year.
second semester of the next year. Yes,
Okay. Awesome. That's going to be exciting. And next year we'll be here by the time you know it.
thank you.
Yeah. I do want to ask you because for those filmmakers out there that are going to school, they're learning to learn the skill of being a director, screenwriter. What advice can you give to those students that are learning to be a screenwriter or being a director?
I think that we can study with many in many ways, you
Mm,
know. I think that studying to making movies is connect with themes that really touch ourselves.
mm,
So sometimes I think that most important than know the theory is know doing therapy or talking with people, having deep talks, or analyze the world, or going to museums and connect with uh, um paintings or things that uh, won't be in the movies world exactly, but I
okay.
think that things that make us more complexity and more with a luggage to tell stories, you know.
Wow. Okay. So you're saying to just surround yourself with other like-minded filmmakers, screenwriters, go to museums, go to certain places that you don't always see in films. That way you can get more of ideas and how to go about creating something totally new, something out of the norm.
Yes, sure.
Oh, great advice. Now, one thing about Rhythm and Roads, which is the podcast, is that we do ask and we always try to get the insight of like your experience as a filmmaker and screenwriter. But the thing is, as you've gone through your journey in life and you've developed certain like obstacles that have come up in your life, maybe some ways of like, oh, I don't know how this is going to be made. I don't know how to go about this. I mean, we've all gone through challenges. So, what is the one thing you can give advice on, or your experience, and just how to overcome that? Like, whenever something might come up in your life, how to change the way you think and saying, you know what, like this came up, but I'm going to come over it. And then the other side, and doing something like in the way I change my thinking, believing more in myself. I'm not going to give up. Have you ever been through anything like that where it's just like you've had certain situations come up during the process of the film that could have stopped you from shooting the film, or maybe you just had doubts of yourself, maybe of like, I don't know if I can do this, but then you did do it. I don't know if you want to share anything on that because it's always good to know the side of, the journey where it's not always been pleasant, but you came out on the other side and you achieved it.
Sure, sure. With ladies, señoritas,
Yeah,
I
señorita.
have experience that's a good example for what are you talking about. That story started like a documentary, like an hybrid story. I want to find women that was in the real world, what I thought in in my script, and I want to shoot uh, their lives and the deed and making a movie. And when I was in a tutor lab with a script coach, he said, "Mika, are you scared of doing a fiction film? Because it's a fiction film,
Yeah.
and I can see that you are completely scary, but you can do a fiction film.
Mhm.
So I won't be your coach. So please go with the fiction films coach and say that I won't be your coach because you must be there."
Yeah.
And that night I had fever, and it was very strange for me because I was not prepared to
Oh,
do a fiction film. And
right.
it was a large journey,
Oh,
of
I bet.
studying a lot, because I came from the documentaries. But this guy was made me a challenge, and I accept that challenge. It changed completely my life, and I'm very, very happy writing fiction.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's the thing too, is that I want to applaud you, as in the fact that even with the challenge that was given to you, hey, I want you to do a fiction film. Instead of being in the mindset of like, but I just do documentaries. I don't only do this and I just want to stick to this. You're like, okay, I want to try that. And as much as you started to get certain feelings and, oh, I don't know, like, I don't know if this, but the thing is, you did it. You say, you know what, I'm going to do it. And the thing is, which we've all experienced, fear starts to creep in, self-doubt a little bit, maybe some questioning, like, oh man, like I took the challenge, but am I going to be able to do it? You know what I mean? You just certain thoughts run through your head, right? But the
Yes,
thing is, you didn't turn around. You didn't say, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it after all. Let me go back to documentaries and just stay there. You got out of your comfort zone and you say, you know what? I'm going to accept the challenge and I'm going to try it. But see, I love the way you just mentioned because you took that challenge. Now, after you've done your first fiction film, it's been one of the greatest experiences for you where you want to continue doing more. And then, oh,
yes.
that's awesome.
And now I can write for me. I write for other directors,
Yeah.
and I write for a TV series, and it changed
Wow.
completely my life,
Oh my God.
because and that's interesting to see how the importance of being scared. Because I think that when we have scare, we are with we foot in the floor. That's important to have scare in sometimes to be
Yeah.
here. But we can't accept that they scary can stop us.
No. No, no.
We need to continue
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
uh, with the scare.
Yes, of course. Yeah. And we've all been there where there's times where, and I'll tell you my first, so like when I went to the film festival in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I did my first interview. I mean, I wasn't scared, but I was very like, oh man, like it's my first time, right? I mean, we've all been there where it's like your first time in doing an interview in person. And so I was just like, but the thing is, you just say, you know what? Just do it and let it just all flow. Just take a breath and just let your mind be at peace. And then you just do it. And once you do it and you start, it just clicks. Everything's there. Everything's flowing. Everything's moving. You're like, oh wow, like this is amazing. You know the feeling, right?
Sure,
Is Once you
sure.
once you let go of just the whole thoughts going in your mind, the whole fear, you're just like, you know what? Let's just do it. And then once you start, it takes off.
It's being alive, no?
Yeah, it makes you feel alive too. You're like, wow, did I actually? And you look back and you're like, thank you for those opportunities. Thank you for the challenges because it helps you grow as a human being to push yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. I mean, everything, even spiritually. It takes you to another level that you have now experience of yourself. And you're like, man, I should have done this a long time ago. You know? Right?
Yes, completely. Yes.
So that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Michaela. That's just an encouraging story. Just to accept the challenges. Don't let fear stop you from your actual potential of your purpose or what it could be. So amazing. Well,
Yes.
before we end the episode here, can they find you on social media, the viewers?
So you can find me in Instagram as la.mykaela.
Okay, on Instagram, and to follow
Yes,
your work and your films and everything.
yes,
Do you have a
yes.
website as well or no?
No, no,
Okay,
I just use Instagram.
just Instagram. No, that's fine. Well, congratulations
Yes.
again on the Qué Haremos Mañana at the Femme Frontera Film Festival 2025 here in El Paso for it to be shown. So that's an awesome achievement, yeah. And we just wish you were going to be there at the festival, but hey, congrats on your other festival. You're going to Brazil. I mean, that's exciting.
So hope you have a good screening and enjoy the film. It's a film that we want to hug different women with this story, and I would love to be in touch with people who likes the film, and I will be uh, looking for my Instagram to continue talking
Yeah,
about this
awesome.
movie.
Yes, yes. And then the viewers, I like to say, if you like and subscribe to the Rhythm and Roads, this will support all the guests and also the podcast as well on their stories. And to follow Rhythm and Roads Instagram, it's Rhythm and Roads Official. Very simple. So yeah, and if you'd like to share your story, feel free to contact me on Instagram as well, and we can have you on to share your story. So, well, thank you, Michaela, for coming on Rhythm and Roads, sharing your story, and congrats on your film. And it's been an inspirational story. I mean, just everything you've said throughout this interview has just been such a blessing just to have your advice and the journey it's been for you.
Nice to meet you. We are in touch.
Yes, pleasure meeting you. Thank you guys.